Well, it has been 1 year since Nikki Haley left her post as governor of South Carolina to become the United States ambassador for the United Nations. Our Dondi Mercer-Plank has done a number of interviews with Ambassador Haley. She joins us live from New York City tonight, where she is preparing for a sit-down interview with the Bamberg native. And Dondi, she really has been on quite a journey.
No doubt, Judy. Bamberg native, and then I met her when she was working in Orangeburg at her mom's store many years ago, keeping the books for her mom's dress shop. This is the United Nations behind me, and the sun is setting on New York City here where it is headquartered. And it was quite a process getting the credentials to be one of the media people there today at the Security Council meeting. Security Council being one of the 6 groups under the United Nations. But a process well worth it once we finally got in and got in place and saw how very eye-opening it is to see really the entire world all in one room. Today's Security Council meeting at the United Nations focused on peace in the Middle East. Sitting in what is considered the gallery of the room, your eyes and ears take in so many different aspects of our world. Speaking first was Nikolai Mladenov, the UN Special Coordinator for the Middle East peace process. He spoke by way of video conference from Jerusalem.
And there are those who believe in violence, who are convinced that confrontation is the only option. They do not recognize that both Palestinians and Israelis, Jews, Christians and Muslims have a legitimate national, historic and religious connection to this land.
The Security Council is one of the 6 main organs of the United Nations. It is charged with maintaining and promoting peace and security through peacekeeping operations, international sanctions, and military action when considered warranted. In pushing for that peace and security, Ambassador Nikki Haley said these monthly sessions on the Middle East spend far too much time on Israel and the Palestinians, and far too little time on the terrorist regimes that undermine peace and security in the region, chief among them Iran, ISIS, Hezbollah, and Hamas.
That remains my view, and I expect that in future months I will continue to focus on those threats from the Middle East that draw too little attention at the UN.
Haley says the single most critical element to achieving peace, even beyond security, borders, refugees, and settlements, is leadership.
Real peace requires leaders who are willing to step forward, acknowledge hard truths, and make compromises.
As Haley and the other ambassadors or representatives were speaking, there is still a lot of movement in this room. Aides deliver notes and messages to ambassadors and staff members. Everyone in the gallery where I sat wears an earpiece that allows us to better hear the ambassador who is speaking at the moment. The earpiece is set for English, but you can listen to an interpreter to hear another language. I listened to the council meeting in French and other European languages, then listened to a couple of the Asian languages. Obviously, I have no idea what was said during that portion of the council meeting. One thing that was loud and clear in every language was Ambassador Haley's lack of patience for those countries and regimes not promoting peace, and her staunch commitment to those that do.
We need courageous leaders. History has provided such leaders in the past. For the sake of the Palestinian and Israeli people, we pray it does so again.
Now, watching Ambassador Haley in today's Security Council meeting, it is quite obvious she is quite comfortable speaking to the entire world. Also, she's not afraid to point out specific countries, even people by name, calling them out who do not fall in line with creating and promoting peace. Still ahead on the news at 6, I'll tell you why Haley says the way to end conflict is to start with compromise. Live in New York City in front of the United Nations, Dondi Mercer-Plank, WIS News 10.